Sarah Jones, and we are here at the incredible TPC San Antonio JW Marriott Resort. Welcome to another edition of Inside the Texas Junior Golf Tour. In this episode, we'll be interviewing Mackenzie Boydston, a 2011 signee with Georgetown University, and Alex Winters, a 2011 signee with Wake Forest University. I'm here with Mackenzie Boydston and her father Scott from Keller, Texas. Mackenzie recently signed a national letter of intent to play golf at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. Okay, Mackenzie, tell me about the decision to play golf at Georgetown, and tell me a little bit about the other schools you were selecting from.
Okay, well, I was deciding between Georgetown, the University of Pennsylvania, and Yale University.
Wow.
And Georgetown was the first campus I visited at all, and 2 years ago, and I just fell in love with it, and I was always in the back of my mind, and when I went on my official visit, I met the coach and the team, and they really helped me decide that I wanted to go to Georgetown.
Wow. Now, Scott, what is your perspective on Mackenzie selecting Georgetown from these other schools?
Absolutely, totally support the Georgetown decision. We also did the campus tours of Yale and the University of Pennsylvania and Georgetown. Our first selection process was academic,
right.
And Georgetown fit the academic criteria, and it just felt right. The campus was just a gorgeous campus in our nation's capital. We totally support Mackenzie's decision.
Great. Now, Mackenzie, from the sound of the schools that you've selected from, I mean, Yale, Ivy League school, Georgetown, it sounds like academics play a big role in your life. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about your schedule with academics and golf?
Well, I mean, I do, I have a rigorous course selection this year, and I've always really focused hard on academics as well as golf, and that's just driven my decision for Georgetown because it's really academically rigorous, and I wanted to continue my education at Georgetown.
Great, you're a well-balanced student-athlete. Okay, Mackenzie, when did you start playing junior golf?
I started when I was 12, so I've been playing for 5 years now.
Wow. Okay, and when did you make the decision to play college golf?
I think it was a few years ago once I started doing the college search process, and I was like, golf, I've always been passionate about it, and I just wanted to continue playing because I love it, so.
Okay, Scott, can you tell me a little bit about Mackenzie's decision to decide to play college golf and what that was like for you as a parent?
Sure, it was, Mackenzie, as she said, has been playing golf since she was 12, and our decision was to support her whether she played college golf or not. Mm-hmm. Our first and foremost was academics. We wanted her to go where she could academically achieve her goals, and we then wanted to, when she decided she wanted to play golf as well, then marry that with a good Division I, hopefully, school. But again, academics was paramount to us. And it was really, I guess about a year ago, she decided that she wanted to play college golf in addition to going to a top academic school in the country. But our search started with academics. And once we narrowed down the academic schools, then we further filtered it on the golf program, and that was Georgetown.
We're graced with the presence of quite a well-rounded young lady. It's great to have you on the TJGT. Okay, give me one piece of advice that you would give to a junior golfer who's been in your position, looking for colleges, and just making that transition from junior golf to college golf.
I would say definitely start as early as possible, just trying to contact coaches and look at schools because, it's never too early, and you want to just try to narrow it down as early as possible so you can talk to coaches and just establish the relationship earlier.
Great. And what about you, Scott?
I would build on what Mackenzie said. Throughout the recruiting process, we heard time and time again from the Division I golf coaches that there is just a lot of golf talent in Texas. Texas is definitely on the radar for the coaches. But in the same breath, what we've heard them say is too many of the top talent don't start early enough. And so my advice would be start early, play regional and national tours like the TJGT, which Mackenzie played predominantly TJGT for the past 5 years. That was her bread and butter tournaments. And then I add to that nationally ranked tours like the AJGA and other tournaments, nationally ranked tournaments. And that is that's a good mix of tournaments. But start early. I think what Mackenzie's key for her was she targeted probably 3 to 4 colleges well before her junior year, contacted the coaches, and she made it clear to them she was interested in their program, so she essentially got on their radar. And from that, she cultivated a relationship for the past year, and she stayed in touch with them. Hopefully not too much, but she stayed in touch with them, gave them, she actually created a website, and she would occasionally, about once a month, every 2 months or so, contact the coaches to give them kind of a status on what she was doing, that she was still very much interested in those schools, and those are the schools that she received official visits from. So again, what we heard is there's just a wealth of golf talent in Texas, but they really want to see the golfers start earlier with regional, I'd say TJGT tours, national AJGA tours, and contact the coaches early. Something else too that we took advantage of last year was the TJGT College Bound membership, and that was part of the education. We were clueless, and we just didn't realize how little we knew. And between the 2 tours, Texas Junior Golf Tour, the AJGA, and the College Bound membership, I think that has led Mackenzie to having the benefit and just the privilege to play for a top academic and golf program like Georgetown.
That's some great advice, Mackenzie. Well, we're so glad that you chose the TJGT and that College Bound membership, and we're glad that it's been put into effect and it's sending girls like Mackenzie to play at schools like Georgetown. Okay, thank you so much for your time, Mackenzie. Thank you so much for your time, Scott. We wish you the best of luck in your future college golf endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, we're here with Andrew Winters and his mother Marilyn from Houston, Texas. Andrew recently signed a national letter of intent to play golf at Wake Forest University. So Andrew, tell me about that decision to play golf at Wake Forest University and the process of selecting the school from the plethora of schools that I'm sure you had to choose from.
Well, I mean, Wake Forest is always kind of the school that I really wanted to go to. My brother goes there, so he's just a student though. But so I've been around the school for a while, a couple years, and so I fell in love with it whenever I would visit, and so I was also like looking at some schools in Texas, but just the coach and the players on the team really kind of made my decision. That's where I really wanted to go.
Great, how exciting. Now Marilyn, what is your perspective as a parent in selecting this university for your son?
Well, most importantly, we wanted him to go to the school he wanted to go to.
Right.
And Wake Forest had a great golf program, a great school. Our son Christopher is very happy there. And it just seemed like the right fit for Andrew. He wanted to go to a bigger school, but not too big. And it's a nice place to be. Great coach.
Great. Now those are great reasons. Are you excited about joining your brother Christopher at Wake Forest?
I am, yeah. I went to middle school with him, and we went to different high schools, but so now going to college together, so.
Wow, that'll be a great experience to share that with your brother. Okay, Andrew, when did you start playing junior golf?
Well, competitively, probably, I think in like 7th grade, 6th or 7th grade. But I started playing when I was like 4 or 5. So I've been playing for a while. But I played a bunch of other sports also, so golf wasn't always my main focus. But then once I really wanted to play golf, I kind of stuck with that one. So.
Okay, what were those other sports?
I played baseball and I ran track and played soccer. So.
Wow, we have a Renaissance man here.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me from both perspectives about your decision to play college golf.
Well, I know it's going to be a lot of work, but I love playing golf, so I really figure if I love it that much, I should probably take it to the next level, and so just keep getting better. That's all I really want to do. So.
Exactly. You have the right mindset.
Well, Andrew has always loved to play golf, but he's liked most of all to compete in golf. He really likes the competition aspect, so that's what's been really fun with Texas Junior Golf, is that it's given him a venue to play competitively. His brother also played competitively, so it was really fun. It was always a family activity for us, having both boys. We'd go off to tournaments, and it was great. And he liked having a goal, and so it worked well for him.
So it's a family affair. I like it.
Yeah.
True Texas family right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now I need one piece of advice that you would give to a junior golfer that is in your position, selecting a school or a university, or your previous position.
Okay. Well, for me, what really did it was, I think you really have to have a good relationship with the coach and the players, because you're gonna spend the next 4 years there. So you kind of want to get along with them. So I think if you like the coach, you like the players, I think you should pick that school.
Exactly. Now, Marilyn, what is your take on that?
Well, I think that he's right. You have to do that, and I think it helps to have done what Andrew's done, played competitively, had advice from the golf tour, talking about how to look at colleges and how to look at coaches, and I think Andrew listened to that, and we did, and it's that he was right. He knows the process.
All right, thank you, Andrew and Marilyn, for your time. I'm sure the junior golfers on the TJGT will love to hear about your story and the wonderful information that you shared. We wish you the best of luck at Wake Forest University in North Carolina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're here with Kelly Craft, the 2011 U.S. Amateur Champion and two-time Texas Amateur Champion, also an All-American at SMU. So Kelly, we all know you're the 2011 Amateur Champion, no big deal, but tell me what your favorite thing about college was.
Well, I'd say my favorite thing about college is probably going to the football games with friends and tailgating, and the whole college experience. I didn't really like going to class much, but you have to do that.
That's a true college golfer answer. Yeah. I like that. Did you have a favorite tailgating spot?
Yeah, we have the spot at SMU. It's called the Boulevard. People pull up their cars, and there's tents everywhere, and food and drinks, and you just kind of hang out there. And I really didn't go into the game most of the time until the second half anyway, so just kind of hang out there with all your buddies and have a good time.
All right, now Kelly, tell me a little bit about your story, such as navigating the road from junior golf to college golf and now amateur golf.
I started kind of late, and so I didn't really peak until I got to college. But I feel like I got a lot better in college, and I got to play a lot of good amateur tournaments. And I just really focused on getting better. My goal has always been to be a professional golfer, and I've had some good finishes through the years in college and amateur tournaments, and I think that's given me a lot of experience to now move on to the next step in 2012.
Awesome. Okay, tell us about what it was like winning the U.S. Amateur, because you're one of a very select group of people who have that accomplishment on their resume.
Winning the U.S. Amateur was awesome. The whole thing, that whole week was great. I felt good the whole week, and it was nerve-wracking coming down the stretch, trying to, because you have it in the back of your mind that this is the biggest tournament you've ever played in, but after it was over, and you know, I had all my friends there, and just that experience to share with all of them, and it was just unbelievable. We had a great time. I think I probably smiled for like a week straight after I won that thing, but it was a very special moment for me, and you know, everybody kind of helped me become the player that I was to win that tournament.
But that's an experience you'll never forget, and I'm sure you have plenty more reasons to smile. Will you let us know at the TJGT what you have planned for 2012?
Yeah, 2012 is going to be a fun year. I'm going to turn pro. I'm going to play in the Masters as an amateur. I have to remain amateur to play in the Masters, and I'll play there, and then I'm going to turn pro the week after, and you know, kind of try to make a little money playing this game.
So Kelly, probably a great experience for you was having your best friend caddy for you at the U.S. Amateur Tournament. Tell us a little bit about that relationship and how it started and where their relationship is now.
Well, we grew up playing golf together back in Denton, and we played at the same course growing up. And his dad was a golfer, and so I played with him and his dad. And there's nobody in my family plays, so I started playing with them, and that's really kind of how we met, through golf. And we stayed friends ever since then. We talk all the time, and he's caddied for me a couple times. He's caddied for me in a couple Texas amateurs. He caddied for me for the first time last summer, 2011, when I won the Texas Amateur, and then I took him up and to the U.S. Amateur, and he helped me win that week. He just kind of keeps me calm out there because I've known him for so long, and he, you know, when I get down on myself, he can kind of kick me in the butt and tell me to get it going, and I think that really helps, you know, having someone that knows me and my game so well that, you know, he can kind of keep me going out there.
Hi, we're here with John Peterson, the reigning 2011 NCAA Division I golf champion. He was also a 3-time All-American at LSU, a state champion at Pascal High School in Fort Worth. So John, I hear that LSU has a great golf program, but also they're known for their football. LSU's competing in the BCS championship this year. John, tell me a little bit about your college experience and what was your favorite part about college?
Wow, there's lots of things. Going to an SEC school, you obviously have many opportunities to see some great football games and be a part of some really cool things. My freshman year at LSU, we won the national championship in football. Then my sophomore year, we won it in baseball. In my junior year, we went to the national championship in golf, and then I won the national championship last year. So every year that I was there, we had something really cool going on with national news. And this year, I'm not there anymore, but I still live in Baton Rouge, and we're going to the national championship January 9th against Alabama. And I couldn't really have asked for a cooler 5 years out of school, and I'm definitely glad I went to LSU.
So tell us about your college recruiting process and how you navigated that road from junior golf into college golf and now professional golf.
Well, it's definitely a fun road. The recruiting process, if you're lucky enough to be a part of it, it's really, really fun. I would encourage to go on all the official visits. When they pay for it, it's more fun, and they take care of you. They really do. They treat you like gold. But and then the road from there to playing college golf is definitely a transition you have to make because it's all the time. You wake up at 5:45, you go work out, you go to class, then you go to practice, and then you do it again the next day. You do it for 5 days, and you have the weekend, and you're watching football. I mean, you're nonstop. So for 4 years, I really didn't catch a break until now that I'm a professional. I have a little more free time, which is kind of the opposite way of thinking because you don't have to go to class and you don't have obligations like you do in college. But it's cool. I just wake up and I ask myself, what do I want to do today? And it's pretty fun. I've enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to 2012 for sure.
That's great. Okay, John, what was it like winning the national championship for golf this year? Tell us about that experience.
It was You know, it was fun. Obviously, you're there to win the team thing, because that's what it's all about. I mean, 10 years from now, people may remember that I won it, but they're really going to remember that Augusta State had 2 in a row, upstart Augusta State. But yeah, it was an awesome thing, and it's something that no one can ever take away from me. I happened to get on a roll there in the second round, where I think I was 13 under par for 27 holes or something, and stuff like that doesn't happen unless you put a lot of hard work beforehand. And I worked my tail off this last spring and set my schedule up with classes to where I only had 2. I had 6 hours, and doing my internship with Dave Jones and the Texas Junior Golf Tour, I had that on the weekends, and then I had my 6 hours of course credit, and I really had a lot of free time to really work hard on my game.
Now, John, I know you competed in a nationwide invitational up in Columbus, Ohio this summer as an amateur. Tell me about that experience. I heard that you came very close to winning the tournament.
That was also a blast. It was the time where I wasn't a professional yet, but I was playing in a professional tournament, and I could pretty much freewheel it the whole week. You can kind of go at everything, because it doesn't matter if you mess up like it would if you were a pro. It costs you money. But so, I mean, I was able to get off to a good start. I think I shot 64 in the first round, 68, a couple 68s, and then the last round it came down to the last hole with Harris English and I, and we've been battling back and forth all week. But he ended up beating me by a shot because I bogeyed the last hole. But you know, I mean, you win some, you lose some. I'm gonna come back. You know, I mean, winning would have been awesome, but if anyone was gonna win that wasn't me, it was Harris. You know, that's cool to see Harris win. Finishing second, you know, obviously isn't too fun all the time, but yeah, it was a valuable learning experience, and I've carried it into my professional career, even though I've only played one event as a pro so far. But yeah, it was definitely an awesome learning experience for that week.
And Harris was also an SEC college golfer at the University of Georgia, I believe.
Yes, me and Harry, we went back and forth for 4 years. I think he was a 4-time All-American at Georgia. I mean, he's been solid forever. But yeah, Harry made it through the PGA Tour this year through Q School. We'll be pulling for him in 2012. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see how he does out there.
Okay, John, obviously you've turned pro since graduating. Tell us about what you have planned for 2012.
Currently, I'm traveling to South Africa next week to compete on the first 2 events on the European Tour. The African Open down in East London. I think Louis Oosthuizen won last year, and then I'm going the next week to Johannesburg for the Joburg Open. And hopefully I can get off to a good start over there on the European Tour. And you know, I've never been outside the country playing golf, so I don't know how much they're going to appreciate this redneck Cajun coming over there and playing, but it should be an experience, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we're very excited for you. Thank you, John, for your time. And John is a proud Texas Junior Golf Tour alumni.
Well, that's it for this edition of Inside the TJGT. I'm Sarah Jones. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.